I get Steve leaving without Steve. That's all. Oh, already.
What did you?
I didn't realise she was here previously. Yeah. So when I say the other day, like...
That was you're on the way back from your uncle.
Yes. Typical me, I went through evolution in the mouth. Yeah. I spent by
What made you change your mind?
I found the one that I chose, the one from evolution circle down here.
Because there was a beach wedding.
And Kurt was in a short city, but they both have big.
So you still got the
yeah.
So you get a chance.
I might even take storyteller. I don't know where else.
That's pretty hard to tell with Grace and others.
Yeah. That was what I was. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, yeah.
On to the right of the scaffold.
Oh, she's over there, okay.
Leaning on the line. Kelly, Tane's mum. She's quite so funny. She does. So funny.
I always loved that with the baby.
It's really interesting because all of them boys are so funny. All of them boys are feeling body. But we've got another one in store and she's belongs to the but no, they've got a complete they've got a giant yeah, was 3 and 20. And the middle one is the youngest is kind of like the probably is really Tanen. Yeah, and Mason's now. He's not usually 11 or 12. On number 6 today.
Oh, nice day.
I'm thinking ours is going to be pretty lit because I'm so white and he's so dark.
Yeah.
My house. I've got a birthday party tonight.
Subi 60. It's ridiculous.
They had a wedding in
Yeah. We're 30. Gary get down to Tuesday.
Took the band down.
She's not very good at sitting down.
Yeah, so those are Draught. They bought their house lot 4 weeks ago, and we've been waiting 6 months to get it on the same day.
Awamutu take the lead. With the ball and it's going to get over the air. It's a bit of a clash.
Okay.
Bring it back. Sorry, was that? Smack it. Just going out. One wing just going in. I think it's the right decision. I mean, a lot of people talk about
that woman, 2020. Yeah, no, I saw that. Sorry, I mean, I sent a group message out.
Yeah. So what I just 7 years yeah.
They wrote the minutes of it, and I said, oh, I'd like to watch that. And she's running through 5 readings, like a few hours. And I said, oh, actually, I didn't say this one, like, you know, I was like, that's why I said it's really cheap. She said, yep. She's like,
so just guys take it at the front.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But I did.
Just play off the line out. Actually lost the ball for a second. Someone passed, really on. Might be a Hurricanes last
Coolan's lined this up. 5, 8 minutes gone.
And he was being shot down the run.
We're just doing lots of angry parents
But that's no should be.
like we
Skip again, and they're straight to Kelly. That's right. It starts off pretty expansive. Now there's a bit of feeling out going on around that that's very task. Touching on his head straight in. Kevin Ford. Number 2 on the line out again, and he does this well. It's still at corner. And he skips out to Sweeney. He's just having to crash it up and down. Good pass out. hamstring must have come right. He's charged up there, a little bit ginger, sits in the back, goes and forth. Gets together there, support each other. Turns those ankles back into their rugby ball, feeling it going on.
You guys are just
Players trying to get out of the way because
weeks.
sit next to back.
Of the age shorts of the kids, they just take it.
Well, she could give it a great ball out to Smith, and it looks like he's been pulled up there. Just bobbing around.
Play with just break.
Yeah, well, they went to Wood. Wood just came off the touchline. Handshake. And yes, it looks like he's making space now. He's coming inside the way. It looks like number 22 rental scheme has come on. We're playing confirmation for one minute. Number 22 has come on. So it's strength of Wood. So
That's what they continue to. Yeah. I've swapped to the other one.
I'll have to all the viewers there at Apple Park. That's how that is. One. Yeah. It's another 3.
Yeah, you can start with middle position.
But at least you're playing weekday. So if you were playing because they wanted us to bring their house out of the yeah. Well, they wanted you to go in. Yeah. And then they were like, oh, why? Why would I speak to
Did it make it harder for you to get a mortgage?
We
Oh yeah, no, really.
didn't count what our lives
I mean, when you told me.
and we did it so we could access their accounts out what our purchases. So it's just showing the rating of our savings. So we got some nice things. They got rejected at the shop, like customers that nice concrete tables. We got that. And we got similar, very similar. But like that, we just got and if you go back to South Street, back in the day,
halfway now. Downloaded either way, but and there's a quick to play there. It looks like the rest of the puzzle turned it over there.
Save tries for sure. Nothing stripping down. Pass run to the blind side.
Me and James had to get up at 12 o'clock last night because it started raining and
go to the middle and it's a good take. They need to control it now. Just steady this a little bit. There's still the boys in there. I've seen them up as they've got good ground here, driving forward. And they'll be asked to use it, and they do. Good drive up, there's a penalty there. Looks like it takes a bit of a high tackle, so they'll have to watch that. Right though, he's got up, the apology. Carl just on to safety. We can walk out to our position here. We're looking to run them right now. It's just sitting inside the zone. On the 10-metre line. Just waiting here for the TA forwards to join. We'll be with the ball as he throws to the back, and it's another good take there, and the line out, and the lawn out's working well today for the TA. Guys at the back, and Carl has it now. Feeds off to number 12 as he breaks the line. No, he's caught. Sitting at the back, and they come to the short side again. They're looking to play with the forwards here. And we'll be hanging out here on the wing, Fitzpatrick like. As it sits with Vickers at the back, and Vickers looking to Carl. Good communication then between the 9 and the 10 as they skip it out. And it's a good little run from 13, but he's held up. And he'll need to release the ball when he gets it out there at the back. And halfback just happy to drill it back down. Morrinsville player waiting. Number 22, he's just come on. Ratcliffe gets his first touch as he kicks back down the tram lines. And it's not a bad kick, but it's been picked up easy enough there by Carl. He feeds out. There's some expensive play now as they move across to the left-hand side, and play will just come up over halfway inside Morrinsville's half. Morrinsville looking to come back with Carl. Just happy to use some of the bigger boys who are just hanging around in the backs there. Again, we have a couple of the big boys hanging out there. Oh, and they've just missed this little skip pass, and it's a lucky bounce. And it looks like Caddy's picked the ball up, and he's managed to feed inside. Oh, that's picked up beautifully by Nordstrom, and Nordstrom waltzes over, and that's a great try for TA. It all started here with a bit of a wobbly kick back, and Vickers and Carl fired it out. A couple of skip passes with a lucky bounce, and tied it up nicely there by Nordstrom.
Yeah, very good try there from TA. About 3 offloads in that little passage there to get the try, and then that inside ball only just managed to reach it. But TA in for a good start here.
Well, TA backline there, looking pretty good today. Nordstrom, sometimes we've seen him play 13 before, but he's just bolting the wing up there today on 14. But that was a good little run by Morris. He was lucky to pick that ball up off the ground. The highlights will show it could have gone either way. There was a Morrinsville hand in there, and if he'd have picked that up, I think he was through as well. So could be one of those 14-point tries.
What I've noticed so far, Nick, you might be thinking the same, is when both teams have got the ball in hand, they seem to be valuing it. They're not giving it away. Ball handling's been pretty accurate these last 15 minutes. So there's a lot of passage of play, so it's really good to watch at the moment.
We see Carl looking to convert. And he adds the extras, and it's a good kick. He's got a good educated boot, Carl. Yeah, and you did right. Awamutu, I mean, looking to play pretty expensive rugby, but he's been just in that last few passages of play. A couple of the boys just hanging around the ruck and maul. Bennett and Kurtau heavily involved.
Apologies, folks, for the volume issue. There was a technology issue, shall we say. Sound should be no problem at all now. Thanks for pointing that out.
Welcome back to the listeners here. We're at Albert Park in Awamutu for round 2, week 1, between TA and Morrinsville, and the scores are 14-10 at the moment, favouring TA. 21 minutes gone as Morrinsville look to come back out of their half. And run of play at the moment just going Awamutu's way after Morrinsville had a pretty dominant start. And that's a great kick there. And Doolan as it hangs up, and it's taken there nicely as he runs it out. And that's a great tackle from the number 6 there, Leach. As the halfback, Vickers just looks to chip over the top, but it's picked up well. And it looks like maybe number 22 in the form of Ratcliffe might have gone to fullback, and Smith might have gone out to the wing for that replacement, as we see the halfback just happy to feed the lock. And that's a good run from Morrinsville as they drive up. Just some scrappy play here as Awamutu looking to drive over, and yes, there's been a penalty that's awarded to TA. just wait to find out what that's for, but
Off his feet was the call there.
it looks like he's gone off his feet and they're pointing at the post there, so Carl will come up and look to kick.
Just a pretty decent kick here. Going into the breeze as well.
Yeah, well, I don't think the breeze will be favouring him too much here. It's a little bit of a right to left, so
It's about 45 metres out. So
45 metres at least. And he'll be needing to hit just outside that right upright, curl it in.
he's converted his last 2 conversions, so he's got a little bit of confidence in him, which is always helpful when you've got a big mammoth kick like this. It'll be interesting to see how this pans out.
In another games, it looks like Hautapu are leading Old Boys. And the scores there are 10-6 with Hautapu in front. As we see Carl look to add the extras here. A bad kick. And it's over. It's 3-more to the scoreboard as Carl, like you say, that's a 45 metre kick with a bit of wind. He's hit it quite low. It's a little bit of a Tiger Woods 3-iron.
Just sort of makes Morrinsville be a little bit more disciplinary in those sort of areas, because they know he's going to be kicking it from quite well off if he's got the first one. So we're looking to tighten things up around that halfway mark
Put a
as well.
lot of pressure on Morrinsville now. They can't infringe within that area. As there's a good kick out there from Dolan that goes up high, but it's been knocked back with Awamutu inside their own half as they look to relieve the pressure through Carl. And again, he's gone low. It could be an option he's going to look to take. Again, picked up nicely there by Ratcliffe, who looks to link up with Smith at the back. And he's had some good incisive runs as the ball sits at the back. And O'Connor digging in there as he picks the ball up beautifully, passes it to Cowley, who's been heavily involved already today. Again, it sits with O'Connor, who feeds out beautifully at Dolan, and he's fired it back, but it's like the first 5 sitting back equal to the task, and just drives Morrinsville right back, and that's a great kick, carving off a good 50 metres, and there was nothing there the Morrinsville player could do but watch it dribble out, and as you see, he's a little bit disappointed, but rugby ball's a funny creature.
Yeah, Logan Cole playing unreal at the moment. It's ball to boot.
And he looks like he's just happy to sit back in that pocket there at the moment. He's jumped into the left wing's role, and we see one of the forwards jumping into his position. And it looks a little bit scrappy. And we'll see Morrinsville with the ball again through Davenport. Both lineouts working well here today, Cam. Haven't had too many problems.
Yeah, we haven't had any not straight ones calls, which is quite a common one. We saw especially with the wind conditions as they are. The lineups have been pretty clean so far.
Both teams looking to use the front. As there's our first one off the top there, and it just gets to be cleaned up by number 14. And
Hit high tackle.
it looks like a high one. And so Mike Winter asked him to come back, and this will take a little bit of pressure off.
A few penalties racking up now in the last 5 minutes. Both teams getting a couple as we get just over the 25-minute mark of the first half.
And that's a good nudge by Dolan. And he'll carve off 20 odd metres there and giving Davenport the throw in. He's gone to 22's gone to 15, Smith has gone to 11. Yeah, I still got the because I see 22 in the time of the back going up. As the ball comes off the back, it's a bit scrappy, and it looks like O'Connor's been caught up at this stage. But Morrinsville will pick it up, and they look to use their forwards again. Not making a lot of ground there, but they're holding position well. Forwards scrambling out, one-off runners. And again, happy to use the one-off runners, but just a little bit sloppy there as Awamutu looked to strike back through the right-hand side there, and that's a fantastic run there from Nordstrom. Nordstrom beats a couple, but it's just pass just goes astray at the end. So Morrinsville look to bring possession back. Just tidying up there. TA still hard on attack here as Morrinsville look to clear it. And it's a good kick as Morrinsville clears the ball. So we'll see that in the cameras come towards us, but this will give Awamutu another chance here as the line out will perfectly formed just outside the 22 of Morrinsville.
Nice little run there from Nordstorm. Nice little step, and then a real good offload there as well at the back of the hand.
He's a good runner, Nordstrom. Seen him play in the centres. We just see the team coming on. It looks like there might be a little bit of an injury or just talking to somebody. But the TA forward pack really getting involved here. There's a lot of chat going on. And the boys is taking on a little bit of water. It's been a frenetic pace. 27 minutes gone with TA Sports in front, 17 points to 10. And we're just waiting for a line out to set here as Morby walks to the spot. So they'll be looking for quick ball off the top here, and I'm sure Vickers and Carl have just had a quick chat about how they'll use it. And it looks like Nordstrom's just sneaking into the pocket here. Look for Nordstrom to come outside or inside Carl. And as the ball sits, and Te Awamutu happy to drive forward, and they're making good ground here from the line out. The ball sits at the back, and Vickers is talking to his boys as he gets the ball now. Gives it to Carl, and he gives the little kick out there. We've seen him do this once already today, but he might have just overcooked it. And we see the referee Mike Winter just bring everyone back here. Pulling down, so there's been an infringement in the line out, and it's a shame for Morrinsville.
Do they looking at taking the 3 here, Nick? Thoughts?
Well, I think if you're 17 up to 10, another 3 would be what I'd be doing. There's a long way to go in the game. The line out's been doing well, but I don't know. It looks like they're going to go with the momentum, and Carl looks like he's going to go to touch, and they're going to take another line out. The line out has been working well for them today, and it was a good pick and go off the line out just before, so makes sense.
We'll probably be seeing another drive here from Te Awamutu. Logan there, 3 from 3 so far off the boot. So they're pretty confident here to go for the try rather than the 3 points here.
And we've just got a couple of balls on the field as we wait for this ball to come back. They've obviously got a favourite. And you can see a little bit of chat there between Nordstrom, Carl and Vickers as the halfback's having a chat there. So look for number 14 to come in or outside Carl. There was a little bit of a bluff before with the kick out there, so we may see it again, and it's a good take again at the top of the line out. Looks like they're happy to use number 4. Te Awamutu driving now as the ball sits at the back. And Vickers is driving his forwards around beautifully. And we just lost the ball in there for the moment, and we're just waiting to see what happens. It looks like there might have been a little knock on in there, so the pressure's come off. Morrinsville will be happy with that, and patting the boys on the back.
Good strong defence there from Morrinsville. Got a little bit scrappy there. The maul was twisting a bit, but they've done well to hold him up.
And it looked like there was a good hit in there from Cal. He's had a big game so far, number 7, but as we just see number 2 Davenport down on his haunches there, waiting for a bit of magic water.
Guys, here's an interesting stat for you. When we get when play resumes and that scrum set down, we've had half an hour and only the second scrum of the match.
Was it actually the second scrum?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that was similar to last night in the Hurricanes game. It was 31 minutes before I think they had their first scrum as well. So good ball control today, good handling. I have to say the set piece has been pretty good out there. The lineouts have been working really well for both sides, and looking to use the front and drive, which has been good to see.
Just valuing possession, both teams making sure when they've got the ball in hand that they're making smart plays.
Also have to go congratulate Gideon Rampling, TA boy. Cortez Ratima from Otaronga and Tapai Cook Savage from Fraser Tech this week being picked in the All Black under 20 squad fixtures to be confirmed. But great achievement by those 3 Waikato players.
Yeah, fantastic. He's a good little player. As we see the ball with O'Connor on Morrinsville as the scrum sets, and it's a good scrum there, and you can see the Te Awamutu boys trying to drive, but Morrinsville equal to the task, and the Morrinsville scrum sets a good platform as it comes out now for Sweeney. Looks to run, but again Te Awamutu just letting Morrinsville off the hook, dropping the bind is the call, and we're lucky to have Bev with us, ex-referee in the box here. He's and give us a bit more of the technical descriptions about what's going on in there, and it's probably only Bev and God who know what really is going on in the front row.
Oh, come on, Shoston, I'm not that knowledgeable.
I like that call.
Nobody knows what goes on in scrums, mate.
Oh, and we've just had a little casualty in the stand here. Is don't take your eye off the ball. And I hope she's okay. We might get some water to her too. As we see the ball again with Devonport and Morrinsville just slowly edging their way out of their own 22 here. And they go to the back, but it's a bit scrappy, and it's been cleaned up nicely by Vickers. And Vickers fires it out. Oh, and there's number 14 from Morrinsville's come up very fast there. And as we see, tidied up there by Logan Carr. And sitting at the back now with Vickers. And Vickers to use his number 8, Estro drives, but he's taking in a good tackle there by O'Connor. As they look just to kick over the top, but it's a bit of a nothing kick, and he's linked well with number 22. He's been playing well since he's come on. It's another good run. Oh, but it's just not picked up by Devonport there. Referee calls it's knocked back. And it's sitting at the back with Awamutu applying a bit of pressure here. Again, it's a little bit scrappy. And looks like number 4 Bennett for Awamutu snuck right through there and picked it up. As Awamutu back on attack, and they look to go wide. It's a quick one, it's a bit untidy, but it's a lucky bounce. And there's no one home as Awamutu putting all the pressure on. And it's just been cleaned up nicely there. Looks like by Bracey there and number 13. Bracey in the headgear. 101st game today for Morrinsville. And he just gets back and tidies that up. Just a little bit scrappy there from Morrinsville.
Yeah, all of a sudden the ruck was clear, the ball was out, and TA capitalised on it. A little breakaway there. Unfortunately, ball didn't go to hand where it should have. Chip was actually really well weighted. Unfortunately, Morrinsville there a little bit quicker, but there was no one home back there, so not a bad option.
Number 22, Ratcliffe, looks to drive it deep back out of their half, and this is the first time the ball's been out of their half for a little while now as it sits at the back with the 6. And Carl just looks to drive it back into the corner for Ratcliffe. And since Ratcliffe's come on, he's been pretty busy. And he uses his left foot, which is a little bit scrappy, but that'll bring play up for a line out somewhere between the 10-metre line and halfway. And that'll give the ball to Morby.
Obviously not the best looking kick there, but it has gone a few metres. It's put them nearly at the halfway mark there, so it worked out.
I have to say, Ratcliffe's actually been playing reasonably well since he came on. He looks like he's moved into the fullback role, and they've moved Smith out there as the ball sits now with Morby, who uses Bennett again, and it's a good take from Bennett. He's having a big game as they use the forwards just outside the first 5, but again it's a bit scrappy, and all of a sudden we've gone from no scrums to having quite a few in a row. I have to say I'm impressed with the number 4 for Awamutu at the moment. Bennett, he's been good in the line-outs, and he's been niggly around the rucks and mauls, getting in the way. He's stole a good ball before and charged up into Morrinsville's half, so just keep an eye on him. He's distinguishable, he's got the big beard.
Territory-wise, it seems like most of the game at this stage so far, it's been played in the sort of around the halfway mark. Both teams kicking to get some territory, but it seems to be staying right there in the midfield.
Yeah, it was pretty expensive for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Both teams looking to throw the ball wide, and just a bit of a feeling out process is still going on there as the scrum sets and collapses. As O'Connor walks off and has a chat to Doolan, and Doolan likewise has a chat to Sweeney. And there's some wide open spaces out here to the left hand side as the fullback Smiler Kong for Awamutu is just sort of hugging in the middle of the field. So Morrinsville with the ball in a good attacking position on halfway. There's quite a big short side, and TA are aware of this, and I've stacked it with Carl and the wing out on the side, so Morrinsville could be looking to come to the left hand side where they'll have an overlap. And it's with O'Connor, and they do this with Sweeney, and Sweeney looks to hit it up, but he's taken well in a low tackle. Ball sitting at the back with O'Connor.
Hi, Shaki.
As the ball sits at the back with number 9 O'Connor. He's had a big game so far. He's heavily involved and he's easily distinguishable. He's got the headband on at number 9 there. Again, they're just not coming far from this halfway point as Sweeney feeds through the backs. And they're just going backwards a little bit. It's a good tackle there though, and it picks him up. He's got back up to his feet and he's looking to drive. Number 22 again, Ratcliffe. He's getting heavily involved since he came on. Good run there from Gracie. As the ball again sits at the back. As they look to go a bit more expansive, and it's just picked up there nicely by Tapaya. And he's got a penalty. And he looks like he hasn't rolled away, or he's not releasing the tackler. Just waiting to see. So Morrinsville with their first penalty in a while, and they're just inside.
Nice little run there from Morrinsville. He didn't quite catch the number, but nice little dip and dive. Bit about 5-6 defenders there. Then just make some meters there in the end as well. Morrinsville will be happy with it. We're going to have another kick.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to go for
another
three-pointer. So Morrinsville just behind by 7 points, so they'll be looking forward to 3. The wind will be just coming over his left shoulder and sort of heading towards that corner flag, and you should see the flags just moving around in the corner, traditional Willie's corner at Rugby Park.
Just a fraction,
referee's corner.
Just a fraction more closer than Logan Carl's kick here, but nonetheless it's still a pretty decent kick to get this over.
Well, I've been impressed with both first fives actually. Doolan's got a bit of a punt on him, so shouldn't have any problem with the distance. As you hear the crowd just start to hush down. Takes a couple of last breaths as he moves in. And it's a good strike. And it's over. And that's a good kick from Doolan, and that'll give them 3 more. And so a 4-point game here, 37 minutes gone with TA 17 over Morrinsville 13. And it'll be hard to pick the stronger team at the moment. It's been a real seesaw battle, Cam.
Exactly right there, Nick. Yeah, it's been back and forth. Both teams with both those kicks have been very, very, very far away. So it's good to see that they've been practicing from those distances.
And again, Carr goes deep, but O'Connor equal to the task, and he pumps it back and gets it behind the defence. It's not out, and looks like the number 8's looking to run it back out there for TA, and it's a good run. I think that's Lestro. As they look to sit at the back, and Carr's in the unfamiliar halfback role as he fires it out. Finds one of the big boys hanging around in his spot, at number 10. And they talk about that at training, and there's a quick one there. It looks like Leach getting involved at the back line. And again, they go to the short side and sort of quick into play there through the hands as they come back, and somebody on the field there just might have a slight injury as the magic water starts to roll out. And player's not in the way as he breaks the line, and it's a good run here for TA, but he's been called back.
Forward pass.
For a forward pass, but he was pretty clear.
Nice little inside ball, yeah, not a man even touched him there, so it was a good little breakaway, but fortunately we'll go back for a forward pass.
Well, we'll have the forward pass, but it looks like we've got a player down.
A few injuries here early on.
And it looks like
stoppage of time.
Perhaps it's Fullerton, number 3 for TA, is just receiving a little bit of treatment. It looks like his left ankle is giving him some grief. Looked like they were dealing with a bit of cramp there for a second, but he's certainly told the trainer to stop doing that. So it could be a bit more than cramp. It's a cold muscle. The last thing you need is a bit of tension on it.
Guys, I know you were saying at the last break that the game's been pretty even. Stats are showing that. The only thing different there, you know, he's conceded. Tiamutu have conceded 6 to Morrinsville's 3. And Tiamutu, of course, have had 1 line-out steal. Everything else is pretty even, Stevens.
Yeah, and that was probably just in the sort of around the 30-minute there where Tiamutu were hard on attack, and they just infringed a couple of times, which cost them. And that line-out steal, that was the big boy Bennett there in the middle with the beard. He's been a real force in the Tiamutu line-out today and around the rucks and mauls.
Must say too, congratulations to Carl Moon, who this week was appointed Waikato Rugby Union CEO. I think you might know Carl Moon back in the day.
Yeah, worked with Carl before. He's a good man, and I'm sure he'll do a good job in the Waikato Rugby Union. As we see the scrum set now, and sits at the back with O'Connor. And Sweeney quite flat. Looks like he'll do running off Dooley again, and that seems to be the motive as we see fullback just sneaking in behind as he slowly creeps forward, and it's a good scrum by Morrinsville. And they'll use the wing as he sneaks in and takes the one off the ruck. Sweeney getting a little bit involved there, becomes a pillar as they go wide again. And Doolan just happy to run it into traffic. And he's not afraid of running it into the heavy traffic area, and they'll just come back as the ref gives the penalty. It looks like to Morrinsville, and he's seen something around that scrum, and it might have been one of the loosies for TA might have got a bit early, is it? Wheeling. So there's been some wheeling in there. Thanks, Bev, again. And we'll just wait for Morrinsville to decide what they're going to do here. Looks like they're going to go for another kick here. So looking to add the extras for 3 points. And there's not a lot of wind, Cam, so again, I think it's in range.
Yeah, well, yes, no one just shortly knocks from a little bit further out. It's a little bit more an angle this time, but I'm sure he's got the legs for it. I'd say we're just about the half-time break. It'll probably be half-time after this play, so they'll be looking to make it 16-17 going into the break here.
Dead right, this will be an important one. I mean, it could be a 1 point ball game, and I think both teams would be reasonably happy. I think if you're Travis Church and you're in charge of TA, you'll be saying a little bit of the more stuff that we did before. You might talk to Logan about kicking into those corners again and getting the territory. Contrary, if you're Matthew Barnett and you're the Morrinsville coach, you'll be talking to O'Connor and maybe saying there's some big gaps for some short side running. Haven't seen a lot of running from him, and perhaps it'd be good to get Ratcliffe involved. He's been a good force since he's come on. There's the balls with Doolan, and he just takes a couple of deep breaths as he does, steadies himself. And it's a good strike. And it looks like it's just away to the right-hand touch, and that'll take us into the break with Te Awamutu leading Morrinsville 17-13. Just an update from the other games. Hautapu are in front 20 points to 6 against Hamilton Old Boys. And we're yet to hear anything out of Hamilton Marist, Fraser Tech, and the Otahonga Melville game. So
We'll have a half-time break now. Both teams looking sharp here early on. We'll be back in just a few. Hello.
And welcome back as we see kick off for the second half here at Albert Park in Awamutu as it's taken by Morrinsville just outside of their 22. The scores are 17-3 with TA leading. Morrinsville just missing a near penalty and just before half time, which would have made it a 1-point ball game, so it's very close. As we see Morrinsville clear and a lucky bounce there pushes Awamutu right back. And they'll look to feed it through their backs there as Smiler brings it back with a good kick. And it's taken inside the 10-metre line by Morrinsville as they look to kick it back. And it's a bit of a game of aerial ping-pong right now. As it's tidied up by Nordstrom, and he will find the touch. And it looks like we'll have a line out almost on halfway. And we'll have a feed with Davenport throwing into the Morrinsville line out.
Yeah, they're using the wind. They've got the wind behind the back now, so they'll be looking to use it. Nice enough to get to the halfway point.
Also interesting, Cam, you can see those long shadows on the field now, so if you're Smilo and Nordstrom and Caddy at the back of that Awamutu pack, you could be in for a little bit of a peppering with the ball. It's going to be tough to see. As again, the line out is a little bit scrappy there, but it sits at the back with Morrinsville as they look to feed out through the back line as they break it up to halfway. There's been a good break in the middle there, and he just fails to link up, but it's great work there from the number 7 who links in with his halfback, and he's again to his feet straight away. And it's a good start there by Kelly. He kicks the ball through, it's chased by Doolan, and he'll make the tackle also with TA right under pressure after half-time here on their own goal line. But they also have possession. Players calling for the ball inside the try line as they look to clear, and they will. And that's hasn't found touch. And that's the ball's with Ratcliffe, who fires it back out and finds it Wood. And they look to straighten the attack up now as they just get into the 22 there of Awamutu, playing that left-hand touch line. As the ball sits at the back, Dooley playing halfback for the moment as he feeds it off to Patai, who drives strong, but the ball's popped back out, and there's just a little kick there, but it looks like it's been picked up there reasonably well, and again it's cleared and we'll come directly across to the other side, but no, our referee Mike Winter will take us back, and there's been an infringement.
Player injured, over far side.
So it's just some safety concerns there as Mike Winter holds play up, and he's just looking across to see what's happening. And we've got an injured player. The line out will set though, and it'll be close to the grandstand side at Albert Park. And the ball will be with Morrinsville as Davenport now just talks to the touchy.
Something you don't see every day is the mark call. So they just when TA were on own 22 there with the good little dive take to catch the ball, he actually marked it, which we don't see that often anymore.
Yeah, well, no, to be fair, I thought it was a bit of a nothing kick, but it worked out quite well. We see a replacement player warming up in number 17, and that looks like it'll be Finlay coming on. And with that body shape, I think he'll be replacing a Ford by the looks of it.
As well, also what I mentioned in the first half is whereabouts that we seem to be playing all the footy right in front of us. Here about the halfway mark, we're not really getting into the 22s too often. It seems like it's gone over here to the second half now as well.
And we're still just waiting for the injury, and we've still got a player on the ground. He's stuck in deep inside the Awamutu 22, just amongst that touchline there, so just waiting to find out what's happened. We've had a few injuries early on here today, Cam. We've had a couple of guys leave the field. It's not always sort of a great sign when you've got injured players.
Guys, this week Waikato lost a family member. Waikato Rugby lost a family member. Waikato Cap number 663, George Scudder. So we send our condolences to the Scudder family. He played for Waikato Māori All Blacks and the All Blacks between 1969 and 1973. He's got his nephews though, Nihi Milner Scudder, Ben Artinga and Tamavau Latimer all played for the All Blacks. So bit of pedigree there.
Yeah, it's a good pedigree in that family. So
good footy in that genes, yeah.
So condolences to the Scudder family for that loss.
Yeah, and the thoughts are with them as we're still tending to the injured player, and it looks like Mike Winter's gone across to have a good look, and we're still waiting to find out what's going on there, so just bear with us, folks. Looks like the referee stopped the clock at 42 minutes and 43 seconds. The score is 17-13 to TA at the moment, but Morrinsville playing a good game. It could have been a 1-point ball game, but penalty just before half-time didn't quite find the mark, Cam.
Yeah, this must be nearly 5th or 6th injury we've had for some stretch of time, isn't it? Yeah, so the boys are definitely getting out there and getting aggressive.
And he's on his feet, which is a good sign, and he's just a little round of applause there you can hear as he leaves the field. And
did you manage to catch what number that was, Nick?
no, it might have been one of the front rowers or somebody in the front row, that's for sure. Looking at the physique, certainly looks like a front rower. And we're just waiting to get confirmation here of who's left the field. As
My guess is Morby.
Morby
Number 2 there for Awamutu Sports.
so Morby the hooker has been replaced, it looks like, by Finlay, number 17, and that would make sense as the number 17 moves into the propping position as we see the ball with Devonport. And Morrinsville looking to throw in, and they'll be looking for Arnold at the front, no doubt. No, they've gone to the back, and it's not too straight, but they've been allowed to play on, and the ball's been driven up by Van der Hayden, and that's a good run as it sits at the back now as Vickers. And he fires it out to number 19 for Reddy, and that's a good run as he links up nicely with his centre, and goes to the number 8. And it's a great little inside ball there. And it's all Awamutu. Some great interplay there through the hands as they went to the right hand side. And I'm sure that was number 19 for Reddy busting the line to start that off.
You could say second half, TA, 5 points on the board. Supporting players, you'll see there was a lot of inside balls. Supporting players there where they need to be at the right time. And TA are in.
And it sounds like the try has been scored by Nordstrom. We've just had confirmation, and he's had a strong game so far. Pretty prominent before half time. And he's just gone over for a good try, and there's some good interlinking play there from Awamutu. That'll give them a bit of spirit coming out of half time, holding that ball well. And it looks like Carr's out of the extras, and we've got a 24-13 point ball game, folks. So Morrinsville just shell shocked there a little bit, just straight out of the blocks there, TA after the injury, and it's a good break. As Morrinsville are slow to come back to halfway, and we're just waiting for a ball. And we're still waiting for a ball as it hasn't come back from the kick. And the score between Hautapu and Old Boys is 26, with Hautapu in front at half time. So it's a lot better score than the few weeks ago, the 50-0 fighting that we witnessed. As the ball's kicked out now, and it's taken well by the halfback. He looks to feed to Leach, and Leach with a pretty good run. As the TA boys look to play pretty expansively, but just moving a little bit sideways. They'll just need to straighten that attack up. As the ball sits with Carr, and he kicks end over end, deep into out of his own territory there. And it looks like it's been picked up nicely again by Ratcliffe, who's had a busy game, and it's a good little kick. And he's just content to pep it into that little corner.
Another score, guys, from the Championship. Southern United Rugby Football, or SURF, which is a really funny name for an inland town like Tokoroa. They're leading 10-0 over Parongia. And United Matamata Sports 21-10 over neighbours Hinuera.
So the ball to go into the line out now, and I think that's Finlay feeding the ball, but Morrinsville have turned it over and picked it up as they go pretty expensive out to Sweeney, who looks to throw it inside, and he does, and he links up well. And it looks like there's just some holding on going there, and there's a little knock on there, and so we'll come back for a scrum, and referee Mike Winter will just bring the boys back, and they'll be just inside the 22 for TA, and somewhere around 20 metres out from the left-hand touchline, with a big right-hand side here for Morrinsville. As you see, Ratcliffe just moving inside the wing here. And there's been some good interplay here just recently between Sweeney and Bracey. 201 games between them at least.
Very experienced backline there, Cam.
It's always good to see someone like Dwayne Sweeney back here playing club rugby. He's had a good game so far. I'd say he'll be one to watch here in the set play.
As Connor looks to feed the ball, he'll be looking to feed Dolan. There is a short side, but that's a great scum from TA, and they've driven Morrinsville off the ball.
Penalty.
And they've got a penalty. Biff?
No, I didn't want this set. Sorry, guys. I've just got a funny feeling that the pressure in the end told. And maybe front row standing up. It generally is in those sort of circumstances when your front row is going backwards at a rate of knots like that. Something's got to tell in the end, you know.
And I'm gonna go with that. I'm not going to pretend to know what goes on in the front row. Like I said, it's Bev and God, and I'll leave it with them.
No, I just look like a front rower these days.
No comment as we look to have a line out just outside Morrinsville's 10-metre line here, and there'll be a throw in for TA. And I'm pretty sure it's number 17 Finlay's come on. I can't confirm that it's him throwing into, but again, it's not a great throw as Morrinsville take it again off the top. Look to set it up on the 10-metre line as it sits with the back. And Dolan's gone in to play half-back. And some of the forwards sneak back out the back line there. And they're happy just to take those one-off hits outside the ruck. Ball sitting at the back there. And just fed out, going to the short side again. They haven't made a lot of ground. Got a big open side here as they look to chip over the top. A little box kick. We have players. Nordstrom takes it well, beats the first defender, distributes well. And it looks like the fullback there, Smilo Kong's running out well, and he's brought it up to the 10-metre line. Again, looking to go sideways with Carl, as Carl feeds out through the back line as they come out to this wide side. And the ball's with Kay. Beats one, beats two, and again comes inside. Sorry, Morris, that is. It's a good little run by Morris. Oh, and Wolfgang just gets the penalty there, coming from an offside position or a hand in the ruck.
Not rolling away is the call there, Nick.
Not rolling away is the call.
TA missing some tackles here. Oh, sorry, Morrinsville missing some tackles. No line breaks from it, but there's definitely some good stepping out there from TA.
Another school, guys, from the Championship. University, who struggled to get on the board during the first round of Premier A, are leading 59-5 at Flagstaff over Suburbs.
There's a big score here as we look to see Awamutu throw to the line out, and it actually looks like Vander Hayden's taken over the line out duties here. Just struggled with his last two throws, so he'll be looking to rectify that as the Awamutu box just slowly get into position, and he'll be looking to find Bennett, and Bennett's up, and it's just over his head, and it's picked up nicely at the back, but again, looks like a little knock on. And so, lucky for TA, they'll have the feed. Lucas just having a quick chat with Carl and also Leach. So, there's a little short side here, but it looks to me like the line side wings just looking to sneak outside number 12.
Great attacking position here for TA.
And TA in a good spot here as Caddy just again moves to the short side. Carl just talking this number 8 and his half. Caddy just sneaking around here, so we're looking at number 11 to sneak in. And Morris in the black and white, in the black and red socks out there, also looking prone. As it's picked up off the back by the number 8, and that's a good run by Lestra. Picked up nicely as it sits at the back now. Vickers with the ball. And Vickers looks to Leach, and that's a good run from Leach. As they spread it now, and they go out with Carl. Carl runs at the line, just got a little bit confused there and held onto the ball. As it's just a little bit scrappy, and it looks like there might have been a knock on, but the ball sits with Morrinsville, so the ref's happy to play advantage. And it looks like he's failed to find touch now as they come back through the backs here as Smilo Kong moves across, looking to link up with Leach. Leach has it now, ranging wide, knocks the first one away as he gets through the tackle, but Wolfgren comes back and he's equal to the task and drives him over touch. And we'll see a line out and Morrinsville to throw.
TA down in the danger zone, but Morrinsville doing a good job in defence. Turnover ball, unfortunately, kick didn't find touch. And TA got a nice little look there.
And he's just having a look there. Someone's indicating there's some double throwing in there. As the ball sits now with Davenport. Lineouts have just been a little bit scrappy after the half-time break as well as they look to clean that up at the back, and they'll hold that up and they'll drive. Referee Mike Winter just talking to the Awamutu boys, making sure they're not going to infringe as Morrinsville drive out, and they will do that, and they will clear through O'Connor, and O'Connor from the back looks to feed it out, but a quick throw here from Smiley Kong, and he links up nicely with Caddy. But there's not a lot of players back there for TA as they scramble to get the ball. And it's with Carl, who looks to go wide and feeds out to Nordstrom. Nordstrom's got a bit of room. Beats the first one and shimmies. He dances with the ball a little bit and happy to take the tackle now as they hug that right touch line inside the 10-metre line with Morrinsville. And a good run there. It looks like the Ford's getting heavily involved in there as there's some good pick and go. Again, it's with number 19 for Reddy. He's having a good game. Ball sitting at the back as they look to go wide. Fullback coming in. There's a linking there, moving back in, and looks like Vickers has just got himself caught up in the middle there with the big boys. As number 12, Crean, just comes in to pick up the pieces, but the Fords will clean it up again for him. And Crean just hanging in there, waiting for his ball to come back. And Vickers will just take the mantle again and pushes him out. TA can go either way here, but players are sitting to the left. Slowly making ground, happy with the pick and go for now. It's a little bit scrappy and it'll be cleaned up, but the ref will come back and he's awarded the penalty to TA, and I'll assume they'll slow it down and take the points.
Yeah, offside there. TA spending the last 5 minutes down in Morrinsville 22, and discipline's got Morrinsville here again, so they go for 3 points.
Well, it's been held a scout of play with a few boys hands on hips and taking some deep breaths. The water's gone out, and there's definitely a few deep breaths going in now as TA look to capitalise on this. 27-13 would be a bit of a struggle for Morrinsville. TA applying all the pressure at the moment.
Morrinsville doing a good job of keeping them out. TA finding support players, a lot of offloads in that passage of play just there. But Morrinsville doing a good job of holding them out.
As we see Carl, probably 22 metres out from the posts on the left-hand side. Not a lot of wind to speak of as he slowly moves in and adds the extras, and he'll take the three. It was a bit of wasn't the greatest kick. I don't think he'll say it's his best ever kick, but he'll take it.
Guys, it's not about the how you get there. It's the end result, isn't it?
Look, 3 points is 3 points, says Awamutu.
If anyone at the Hautapu Old Boys game can give us a score on the Waikato page, please, that would be great, because we've got Old Boys on 6, then 10, 11. Some interesting scores coming in from that game. So if someone is there, can let us know, please?
As Morrinsville look to restart, and there's a few changes now, and we see a few of the changes coming, and a few of the big boys leaving the field. As the ball pops out, and referee Mike Winters given the penalty to Morrinsville.
Those penalties are racking up a bit. Bevan, you got a bit of a tally chart going over there?
10-5 in total for the match. Awamutu being penalised a bit more than Morrinsville. 2 each in the second half, though.
Well, at 14 points behind, Doolan said, look, we're going to take a line out and we're going to get deep inside TA territory, and this is their best chance after half-time. And I think if you're Morrinsville, you'll be looking to hit Sweeney and then go wide out on this wing to Wolfgram. He hasn't had a lot of the ball. He's a big lad, and he's going to be up here against Caddy. So we'll see Davenport to take the ball again, and he's thrown well to the line out today. So he'll be looking to hit Arnold.
Lineouts for both teams going pretty clean today.
As Davenport throws to the line out and they go to the back, and it's taken well, and it's held up beautifully as they drive forward and make some good ground, and they're just holding it at the back, and they're just being patient there, and the halfback's having a chat with them. Kelly getting involved again. He's had a big game today, number 7 from Morrinsville, and they get the penalty. So second penalty in a close time now. It's interesting to see what they do. So Dooley has the ball.
I'll give it another go.
And Dolan's kicked it out there, so they're going to go line out again. So Morrinsville just happy here to attack and quite a bit of attrition.
We're looking to use that maul again, probably draw the defenders in and then spin it wide.
So we see in the background there, Bracey talking away there to Ratcliffe. As the ball goes to the back and they've lost it, which is a shame for Morrinsville, but it sits with Awamutu. And Awamutu will be looking to clean it out of their own 22 and release some of the pressure. And it's a little bit scrappy in there as both forward packs heavily involved, and you can just see Bennett getting himself in the way there as it's released well out of the goal line, and we'll give the ball back to Morrinsville, and we'll see another line out throw inside 22 of TA.
Didn't get a lot of distance on that kick. Morrinsville still in a good position here to attack.
Yeah, and I think Davenport will be disappointed with his last throw, but he gets an opportunity straight away to clean it up. And again, he'll be looking to hit Arnold. Oh, and it's a little bit scrappy, and Mike Winter signals there's a small knock on at the back, and Morrinsville just letting themselves down a little bit here with the line out. It's been going so well today, and just the last two not so great.
After we just mentioned it as well, that was Commentators' curse.
Yeah, Commentators' curse.
I've noticed you guys, the more you get along, the more quite common it is that you guys put that curse in. So great. Good on you for working on that, guys.
Yeah, and so Vickers, is it Vickers with the ball, or it could be Martin? It looks like there might have been a change at scrum half for TA, is it? No, Vickers is still out there. So Carl talking to his outside backs. They do have an overlap if they look to go to their left. And the way Carl's talking to his outside backs there could be something there. So also looks like Caddy is getting ready out there too to make a run, and you can see number 11 Caddy looking to make a run. He's itchy feet. But for the moment, the ball's with Vickers, and he's trying to get the forwards to set a scrum. And there's been a change at halfback from Morrinsville, and it looks like Bonar's come on. And he's replaced O'Connor. So number 20 from Morrinsville is now taking the field as they look to come out, and they didn't use the overlap, so he's taking the hit. So numbers wide, and there's been a little knock on now, so the ball's back with Morrinsville. As number 20 looks to feed out as the forwards drive up, and they're just happy to do this at the moment, Morrinsville. One off the rucks, as Sweeney looks to go wide. Hits Doolin, and that's taken in a good tackle. And Morrinsville hard on attack here in TA territory. It sits at the back again, happy just to run off that ruck and maul. And again, just happy to take that close contact around the ruck and maul. A little bit of a feeling out process here, and the arm's gone up, and referee Mike Winters awarded another penalty.
Yeah, spending a lot of time down here in TS 22 at the moment.
Well, they've decided to take the points this time, which is probably the right decision after being down here for close to 7 or 8 minutes now without a point.
Yeah, they almost shot themselves in the foot there a little bit with a couple of penalties not going their way, and then TA shooting themselves in the foot also with a knock on in this end. Yeah, they weren't making a lot of metres there off the little pick and goes. TA with some solid defence around the ruck. They'll go for 3 points.
And we just wait here as the ball's with Doolin. So if he kicks this, it turns into an 11-point ball game with 60 minutes gone. So still 20 minutes to go in the game. It's a lot of time to come back for Morrinsville Sports. They've got the sun on their backs now. So Doolin just taking his time. It's always interesting to Cam to have a look at the kicker styles and the little the preamble or the little pre-movements that they have.
Yeah, everyone's got their own little unique way to do it in terms of the steps, but we'll have a kick now.
And it looks like a good one, and he's out of the extras, and that's 3 more to Morrinsville. And they needed some points on the board after applying a lot of pressure here in the second half. I'll be happy with that.
When you talk about a pre-kick routine, guys, you can't really go past Mackenzie's smile, can you?
No.
David Mackenzie's smile, everybody knows about it.
Bevan's a sucker for it as well.
Oh, definitely can. Definitely, he's right up there when I go to bed dreaming about it.
Well, I mean, if you were going to teach your child how to kick a ball and you wouldn't go too far away from that technique, he's racked off a lot of points this year. As we're just again waiting for a ball to come back, and it seems to be a bit of an issue here today at the park. We've spent a lot of time waiting for these balls to come back in. And it'll go back with Carl, and Carl won't be too unhappy with what's going on. They've still got a good lead as he looks to go out to the right-hand side, and it's somewhere between the 22 and the 10-metre line against the touch line. There's some good defence from TA. He sees the ball come straight down, and it'll sit at the back with Morrinsville. Morrinsville looking to pick and go again. As we see the forwards heavily involved, and Doolan looking to clear as it's a high one, and it's up into that sun as Nordstrom comes, and he just struggles with it but collects it nicely as he fires it inside, and Smiler Kong feeds it back to Nordstrom, who's happy to kick back, and it's not a bad kick. Morrinsville happy to bring it back though, and that's a good kick from number 22 Ratcliffe again. He's got a good boot on him, and it's a little bit of ping pong right now as it's through Vickers, and Vickers comes wide, and we see the ball with Cream, and it's a good tackle around the ankles there by Wolfgram. There's the ball's at the back now with Vickers, and Vickers to Carl, and it's a good run in the centres there. Lines all equal to the tackle as we come back to the short side through Carl. Carl to Vickers again, and some good interplay, and some good hands there. And it's a good tackle as Caddy picks up one off his toes, but Wolfgram again equal to the task. And we hopefully haven't got another injury here as Caddy's just a bit slow to get up.
A little bit winded maybe.
A little bit winded.
Yeah, he kind of got tangled in the tackle there, so might be alright with a bit of magic water there again.
Yeah, to be fair, I wouldn't want to be tackled by Wolfgram. He's a big boy and he's made some good hits. So,
guys, there's a free kick. Not often do you see a free kick in lineouts because for closing the gap.
And there you have it, and Morrinsville just looking to get over their own halfway here as they go wide. But there's a hand in there, and Nordstrom tried to
deliberate knockdown.
But it's a deliberate knockdown as a penalty as they kick and throw back into the corner there. And it's just out on the full, and he's just overkicked it. And that's a shame for Morrinsville, who looked like they were going to turn around and come back on attack.
Yeah, Morrinsville they're not playing badly, but it's just those little finer touches that are letting them down, and unfortunately that is how games are won or lost, is those finer details. Still plenty of time to go on the clock.
And I think definitely as the lungs start to wear out, the handling skills certainly it drops down a little bit in the skill levels. And
the top 2 inches become the top 1, doesn't it, almost?
Yeah. Well, rugby players, it's the top 1 inch, perhaps comes the half inch. As we see the ball just go past Bennett. He's been a good player today. As it goes through Sweeney, and Sweeney fires it out through the back line to Bracey, who hasn't seen a lot of the ball recently. And it's another good run there by Ratcliffe. But he's just tried to fire off the miracle ball, and it just hasn't quite worked. As we see the ball at the back. Oh, and there's a hand in there, so it'll be play on. Everyone's on side as Awamutu hold the ball. And it's a beautiful little kick over the top into open space there by Vickers. And Smith to tidy up for Morrinsville as he up and unders down the tram lines, and he's just again overcooked it, and Cam, that wins just seems to be picking up those high balls and just drifting them across the touchline.
Yeah, Morrinsville, it's twice now in the last 2 minutes where they've gone to get some territory, but unfortunately kicking out on the full isn't going to get you anywhere.
Well, the number 15, Smiler Kwong for Awamutu, is heavily involved at the moment. He's having a good game. Equally, Vickers in the number 6, who has played number 8 before for TA, is going well. As they go through the backs and they skip past, and they're happy for the big number 12 Green to come flying back in amongst traffic, and he's taken well and a good tackle again through Carl, and he skips out, and it's a good hit again, and Morris called up by a big tackle by Sweeney, and you could hear the crowd then. Carl again looks to feed out. There's the number 15. He's getting heavily involved. Feeds out to Nordstrom. And looks like Nordstrom's linked up beautifully there. And it might be for Reddy. And we're just waiting for confirmation. But there's been a good try in the backs out on the right-hand touchline. And I think it's number 19 for Reddy. Number 8. Lestro. And we've just had confirmation it's been scored by number 8, Lestro. And that's a great linking run there and some good play there by Smilo Kong. He's been heavily involved and a good little feed out to Nordstrom behind it got a little bit messy there, Cam, for a minute there, and Smilo just happens to clear the ball out, hit Nordstrom, and he linked up beautifully with the number 8.
Yeah, great try there from TA. They brought everyone around to the left, pushed it farthest, closest side to us. Next minute, spin it to the wide, get the offload off, and TA with a really good try there. And everything just sort of going TA's way at the moment. Morrinsville will be looking to sharpen a few things up here as we reach the 67 mark in the second half.
Well, 32-16's the score, with TA just starting to get a bit of a wide berth in the gap here. Morrinsville just struggling to hold on to the ball at the moment, and TA just seem to have a couple of players that are really sparking well at the moment, and particularly Nordstrom and the fullback are linking well, and Vickers and Carl have controlled the ball well today as Carl just kicks a... didn't quite get the strike on that. It's just gone to the left, so he won't have the extras this time, but
tough kick.
32-16 is a good score if you're in the TA camp.
It's almost sealed the deal. TA here defending their home turf.
As the Morrinsville Water just struggles to get off, and we'll see Mike Winter start it up again, and it's a good kick there from Doolan and goes into no man's land, but TA just tied it up a little bit again through Carl. They look to go out. Vickers just hanging around on the back line there as he gets over the ball. And it looks like there's been an intercept there and a good run to Playa. And completely against the run of play. It looks like Taplaya's got involved there, but somehow between Vickers and the number 13, and he's managed to pick it up with a clean set of heels under the posts.
Just like that, Morrinsville 5 points. Kind of just popped out of nowhere.
Guys, before this conversion goes over, how about this for symmetry? The score in the Hamilton Old Boys Hotapu game, 32-21 to Hotapu, and currently 2 tries to 1 in both halves in this game as well. So a bit of symmetry going on.
Yeah, number 6 is a good try there from Taplaya against the run of play, and the extras will be added by Doolan, and Morrinsville making a little sniff of a comeback. 69 minutes gone, 32-23.
Damn, how important is that for momentum with for Morrinsville, though, to hit straight back from the kick-off?
I was just about to mention that, Bevan, yes. After a few, they were playing quite scrappy the last 10 minutes, so they'll be real glad to get some confidence under their belt now as we get the scores 32-23.
As we see Carl again kick off, and he kicks it deep back into the 22, and it's cleared by Smith. It's got a big boot, and it's a good kick, and Nordstrom can't do anything about that. Just a couple of changes, we'll just update that, and it looks like number 15, Smilo Kong's left the field for TA. And he was having a great game, and he's just been replaced at the moment, so we'll just update those replacements. It looks like number 21 has come out, and that could be Martin. And out on the wing we've got a replacement as well, and we'll just wait for this to be updated. As it's a good take in the middle by Bennett, and it's quick ball off the top as Carl feeds out beautifully, and it's a good run from Morris. Hits that middle. Correction, Crean, as Vickers fires out to the new man, number 21, who's come on. He links up with Nordstrom nicely. He's been working well on that right-hand side today. He's been picked up by Morrinsville, and we're just sitting inside Morrinsville's 10-metre as they look to come out to the right. And he's a good little interplay there from TA. They're not making a lot of ground here, as they're just looking to use the backs as we go wide through Vickers. And he's had a busy game there, but it's a good tackle from his opposite number, Bracey. And we'll see the ball from a nice ruck just outside of the halfway. And it's a good kick there from Carl as the fullback looks to come and clean up, and he does. And he's just overcooked it in a good run. He's looking to run it out from his own 22. And it's a good run there from Ratcliffe, but he's caught just, looks like he's just caught outside his 22, and we wanted to hold on to that. Morrinsville with the ball now, and it's a sensible kick back onto the halfway, and it's taken well out here by 21, one of the replacement players who's just come on. He's taken in a good tackle, but he gives a speculator. He gives Morrinsville a little sniff here. Oh, but unfortunately for Morrinsville, they just didn't have the pace chasing that one. As the Morrinsville forwards look to get there slowly. And Mike Winter just having a little look there. And he'll put the hand up. He does put the hand up. Morrinsville given the penalty, and they're trying to get the ball back. They'll tap it quick as they go through Sweeney to the left-hand side. They've got a big overlap now as they look to go wide. But it looks like Mike Winters called them back, and he's going to ask them to come back and take it on the mark. And it looks like there's two games going on at the moment as the guys in the background haven't noticed. And
guys, Michael Ratt might be a quick bowler and last man stands in Hamilton, but he did pretty well to, put the boot to ball there and chase it through, but just a little bit slow. He wanted a bit someone maybe on Sweeney's pace, or Bracey even chasing that than Michael Ratt.
Yeah, Ratcliffe or Smith might have been better options there, as there's a little game between Nordstrom and Bracey all by themselves there for a moment, and there was no clear winner in that.
Yeah, Morrinsville put themselves in a great position here.
As we see the replacements look to come on, as a couple of the bigger boys start to take some heavy breath and get a bit of that magic water into them. There's a few boys on their haunches, and Cowley from Morrinsville and Tapia, both good games there. The Lucy's playing well for Morrinsville. It's just been a bit of that interplay. They've just struggled a little bit with that, as they'll take a well-deserved rest. So we're just waiting on an injury here at the moment, and Mike Winter's just having a little look.
A try here for Morrinsville would put it within 2 points. Got roughly about 8 minutes to go.
Score updates in the Championship division, guys. Southern United 17 over Rongi 0, and United Matamata Sports 26-10 over nearby neighbours Hanyurera. And Shoston, you might have got the other Premier scores there, or the other Premier score, I should say.
Yeah, well, the only one we can see at the moment, Hautapu are in front, and it's 32-21 over Old Boys. So again, it's a close game over there, and as Bev alluded to before, almost mimicking this game. And I think Old Boys will be happy with their effort this week.
So we're going to kick for touch.
As we see a good ball at the front of the line out, it's taken down well as Morrinsville look to drive now. And they're using the ball well as they're just crabbing to the left-hand side. They've got a big back line out to the left-hand side. As we see Cowley look to go and join us forwards. Still good numbers out there. Sweeney's pretty flat. As Morrinsville just looking to drive up, and they're doing a good job here. Yes. And referee Mike Winter awards the try. Waiting for confirmation, and we'll just see who comes up with the ball, but that's a good bit of work there from Morrinsville.
Big try there from Morrinsville. Puts the score up to 28-32. They needed a try. Momentum's on their side, and patiently waited there with a good line-out maul.
And it looks like the try's been awarded to number 20, Ben Bonner, who's just come on to replace the halfback O'Connor. Both halfbacks playing well today.
But just like that, Morrinsville back in it.
Well, it's an exciting ball game here now. We'll have 5 minutes to play, and there's only a try in it. And TA will be disappointed with themselves there. They've been playing pretty well up until that point, and they've just given away 2 quick ones. A lot of replacements on there, so they've got some fresh legs. As we sit with Doolan now, we've got a good view here.
Important kick. If he makes this, it puts them within 3. So you've got to watch. Tia's got to watch their discipline.
You're right, Cam. 6-2 is the penalty count against them in the second half.
As we see Doolan just take his last little warm-up breaths. Looking to move in now. It's a nice strike. And straight over the red dot, and that's a great kick. And Doolan's had a great game today, Cam. It's a good boot, and you can hear the crowd really getting excited behind us here, as it's a 2-point ball game, and we've got 5 minutes to play.
Guys, how good is it, like, for the home team not to be booing or, trying to put the kicker off? Something started, it was started in Irish rugby. It's now really flowed through, and it's just good to see it. There's no need for it,
Sportsmanship, isn't it? Yes.
As we see the ball with Carl, and he'll be looking to go deep, but he doesn't, and it's picked up nicely by Morrinsville, and Morrinsville have broken away here, and they're inside the TA territory again as they look to set at the back. Morrinsville with the ball, and again it's with Kelly. He's had a big game at number 7. It's been a good link ball and distributor today, and they go through Sweeney. He goes a little bit sideways, and they've skipped out, and here we see the big fella walk around with the ball for one of the first times today. Beats the first tackle, and it's a bit scrappy in there as Vickers gets cleaned out, and another good run from Tapaya. He's been heavily involved in the last 10 minutes, but there's been a turnover, and Mike Winter's given the penalty, and it's given Morrinsville a chance here.
Morrinsville just come back aggressive, and they put themselves in a good position here. 3 points.
Well, the man of the moment, Tapaya, scored a try, a runaway, and now he's managed to pick up a penalty from Morrinsville. I think sure the boys will be shouting him a...
It's good strong runner, isn't he?
He's just down at the moment looking at his knee, but I think if anyone's getting a beer tonight, that man deserves one for his second half performance. He's been playing really well. And we see Doolan just waiting in the background here. Player still over the ball, but everything looks well. Well, here we go, Cam. There's 3 minutes to go with 32-30. TA in front by 2, but Morrinsville with a chance to go 1 up. And if you're the captain for TA, what are you telling the boys behind the post right now?
I mean, they've probably just got their fingers crossed it doesn't go over.
Well, the way Dolan's been kicking, I think you're betting the car on it. I think you're putting it over. Seems like a cool customer. Taking the headgear off again as he gets into his rhythm. A little shake of the legs. Watch him drift in now. And as you might have heard there just wasn't quite the contact, and he's missed to the left, and it's a low flat one. He'll be disappointed with himself, but just gives a reprieve for TA. They've got 2 minutes to hold the ball. It's a 2-point ball game here as TA leads over Morrinsville, 32 points to 30. 78 minutes gone.
If I was TA here, guys, I'd trying to get that ball back. I wouldn't be playing territory, I'd be playing the possession game right now. Yeah, looks as though they're going to go territory.
Well, they've gone long and they've kicked it deep, and it's going to be run back here through Ratcliffe, but he fires it out to Sweeney, and Sweeney looks to go sideways. He links up nicely, and we've seen Wolfram with the ball again. He's a strong runner. He hasn't had a lot of the ball today, but he's strong on his feet. 20 again, getting over the draw, but he's got knocked on. And Towers picks up the ball there, and it's a good little run. As the Awamutu look to set, and they're just struggling to get the ball back there, and referee Mike Winter having a look as number 9 Vickers leads for the penalty, but he doesn't get it. As Morrinsville look to hold up the ball, but it gets down. Vickers with the ball again, looking to feed Carl. But he'll give it to Leach, and Leach has tackled well. Makes only a metre. Ball sitting at the back as they use the short side again through Towers. And Towers looking to get busy with the ball there. Sitting at the back again is Vickers with the ball, and that's bit of a big tackle there by Partai. No hands in the tackle, but the referee says play on. As he Towers with the ball again, and good combination here between Vickers and Towers. And they finally go wide, and he distributes out, and it looks like Crean's going to have a little Jimmy run himself, and he breaks 1 and 2, and he gets through the third one. It's a good tackle again by Will Graham, and he's getting involved, but they're going to come back and advantage played for a while. But they'll take the penalty, and
TA playing smart rugby there, just running out the clock.
I think if TA were really smart here, they might look for the shot, and that will wear the clock down, which was finished with a 32-30 point ball game. The only thing here, Cam, is he's got to make sure it goes out. If it doesn't go out, Morrinsville will have a chance to come back. And anything could happen the way this game's going.
Morrinsville have surprised me. You just think about it, 15 minutes ago it was 32-16.
And Morrinsville are aware of this. They've got players right back behind the post. They cannot let this go out. So, still in the balance here. I mean, there's no time in the game left, but if this ball doesn't go out, Morrinsville will have every chance of coming back. Likewise, Carl will be looking to add the extras, and there's no reason why he can't. He's got a good boot. There's the crowd behind us, wait. And that's a good kick. And that's over. And he takes the extra 3, and it'll be a great penalty kick for Carl. And TA win the day, and it's a great game, Cam.
Morrinsville had their opportunities, caught back up in the last 15 minutes, coming back down from 32-16, but unfortunately TA managing to defend their home turf, 35-30.
Yeah, well, it's been a fantastic seesaw battle between Morrinsville and TA, and I think both coaches, Church and Bartlett, will be happy with their players. Stand out for me today, I'd have to say, was Nordstrom on the wing for Awamutu. He had a great game, and likewise Bennett, number 4 for TA, was strong. And for Morrinsville, well, it was a shame for Bracey. He didn't see the ball quite enough, but Tapia and Cowie will be proud of themselves. They had great battles.
And that's it for Bez Broadcasting. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us next week at Parongia for the championship game versus... I'll pass it over to Bevan. I couldn't quite remember. I had it.
No, thanks everyone for tuning in. Apologies for the sound issue at the start, but we got it sorted for you. Cheers for the comments we've seen too. My thanks to Cam, Annan and Nick Shoston for commentary today. Sorry I've been a bit slacking today. Joel Skulander, big thanks to him behind camera. So Awamutu have taken out 35-30 over Morrinsville. What has been an amazing game. Next week we're off to the championship where we take on, we had Suburbs heading down to take on Parongia underneath the mountain, of course. That game will be live streamed to the Waikato Rugby Union Facebook page. 32-21 still is the score in the only other Premiership game that we have in the Waikato, and Southern United and United Matamata Sports have won their games in the Championship. So big thanks to you guys for running today, and see you around next week down in Parongia.
Fantastic.
Ka kite for now, guys.